Yeah, it was quite warm out there. So that was probably the hardest bit. I think we made our race. I think in the first stint where I could really pull a gap. But yeah, from there onwards, I think they were quite competitive behind us. Even though I was just managing a bit my pace, the gap at the end of the race was still not that big. So yeah, it was close. But I think it was also a bit helped for most because of the forced restop. So you couldn't really go into the full tire deck of a tire.
Very, very satisfied. I think that was the most we could have done. Yeah, tough race out there, and second and third for the team is an amazing result. It's been an amazing weekend in general. So yeah, very happy.
Just a great race, good start, made up for yesterday I went wide in turn one. Turned out to be the incorrect thing to do. Today I went tight and it worked out perfectly. So great start, led to a good race. The pace was excellent. Probably pace good enough to keep up with Max. Just lost a lot in traffic. As soon as you get within a couple of seconds, your life gets a lot more difficult. So the pace was great. I was behind Oscar. Just obviously couldn't get close enough in the dirty air, but good fun, tough. Probably one of the toughest. Well, actually, I would definitely say the toughest race I've done, just physically. But good fun, always is when you're fighting for these positions, and I kept pushing to the end. So it was a rewarding race.
Yeah, obviously bitterly disappointing what happened at the start. It all happened so quick. I made a good start, Lewis made a good start, I was alongside Max, and next thing just got completely sandwiched, and there was nowhere else to go. So I felt so disappointed for us both, because we spoke this morning, we knew we was going to work together, and we both said we both want to be standing on that podium. It doesn't matter what order, we're here for the team, and I know there was nothing intentional, but both ways. But I'm still glad we managed to finish ahead of Ferrari, get some more points on the board, and that we had a fast race car. So we'll just take the positives.
Happy, no, because when you see the race of George, where he is out in turn one and then manages to finish in front, I think it's a surprise for us, the pace of the Mercedes today. At the end for us, it was a bit damage limitation for race today. Unfortunately, we had Carlos out straight at the start, which we had to take a bit of margin with the way I was driving. But all in all, I think honestly we maximized what we could have done. No way we could have gone and take the McLaren. I think George, to be honest, probably didn't push as much, as I wasn't putting him under too much pressure. And at the end I've heard about the track limits, so there I pushed a bit more, taking a bit more risks. But so I got within 5 seconds, which was what we wanted. Now we'll see what happens.
It was tricky because the conditions were extreme for everybody, but I think we had something also on our seat that it was extremely hot, so I asked for some water or something at the pit stop, if they can throw me something, and that was not allowed apparently, so we had to do the race on extreme conditions, but there's still a couple of points scored today. The weekend was a little bit more competitive maybe than what we thought, so that's a positive surprise, but we still need to improve next couple of races.
6 points.
7, so that's
6 points.
6,
yeah, it was a big difference for us. They were the hardest ones ever. That's for sure. It's been the toughest race. I mean, that air that we get into the cockpit is just horrible. It's like, I don't know, a fire. Going through the helmet, and honestly, I felt ill by lap 15, 16. I was throwing up in the car, and I've managed to calm down afterwards, try to really focus on what I had to do, and I've managed to get down the control. But let's come back here in December, please, not October, because that was definitely a tough one.
Yeah, I'm really pleased, of course. Double points for us as a team is great, and for me getting 4 points it feels really rewarding for me, but also for the whole team. So I'm pleased, and it was hot. Just it felt like the air temperature, the humidity, you just don't cool down, you just overheat consistently. So it really felt like being in a sauna. So there were still some drivers laying down on the ground after, so I hope everybody's okay.
Amazing finishing for tricky start of the weekend. Such a great, atmosphere for the team, and rewarding for everyone here and back in the factory. starting P19 last on the grid and finishing the points purely on pace, that was something quite special. From my side, we did everything correct. The pace was really quick, actually. I think was inside top 10 the whole race. So yeah, we got to where we should be, and really happy to finally get some double points finish for the team.
I mean, I should have done a better job, but also just to judge where you put your car in the high speed was so difficult. Yeah, not really a lot to say in that.
It's been a difficult couple of races. Are you kind of just getting a bit frustrated with the way the car's feeling at the minute, or what you're able to get out of the car?
I think so. I think a bit of both. I think we got some work to do. We're going to be working already from tomorrow at the factory with the team, because we have good idea and directions we've taken and directions we need to improve.
Sum up your emotions, because you just missed out today.
I know,
on
about
points.
P9 on the road. We got 2 points and then penalties, but I don't even care. I mean, it was just so hard. Track limits, they painted the curbs, you can't see the track, you're so dizzy, it's dark, you're fading with low blood pressure and just passing out in the car, and they're giving track limit penalties is kind of a joke.
You're passing out?
Yeah.
Whoa, that presumably has never happened before in a Formula 1 car, right?
Yep.
So
You're passing out, yeah. I was passing out in the car.
What can you say then? What do you want to say about that?
Yeah, it's tough.
All right, well,
Sure, it's tough for everyone.
I'm glad you're okay though.
Yeah, it was a tough race. Probably one of the toughest since I arrived in Formula One. But I mean, the whole day was very tough. We had some issues with on the engine side, which cost me quite a lot of performance throughout the whole race with the clipping. And I was really giving everything inside the car, trying to compensate it, and probably just over pushed and went beyond the track limits too many times. And you're talking about few centimeters, but unfortunately, even though it's only few centimeters, it still cost me 15 seconds with a penalty. So too many mistakes from my side, and got to do better for next time. And I'm sure we'll do better.
Yeah, unbelievably hard, very, very hard. Don't know, just seemed way harder than any other race I've ever done. But anyway, I think we had a positive day, although not from a points or constructors championship stand. We lost a few positions there. That's really disappointing, but there's 5 races left, and it's a tight fight with those guys, and we just gotta hang on and try our best to get them back.
Yeah, start was good. Was smooth really, and was in the points. Yeah, it was pretty tough for in general. But didn't have pace at all through the run. Yeah, it's hard to say where we're losing, because inside the car feels okay. The balance itself was just we're not just fast enough. We have to see what we can improve and work on the future.
I mean, up big time. Can't say much more. And obviously, once I realized it actually before I stopped, but it's you can't reverse, and it's anyway the damage was done. So that was obviously a big mistake for me today, and killed our race before it had even really started.
It's always harder as well when you're struggling with the car and you're not basically having to work overtime to try and extract pace. Obviously, it was very, very tough. I guess we tried something today. We were managing a few issues as well, but obviously really, really tricky.
Yeah, obviously gutting, and massive apology to everyone back at the factory. It was just, I think it's just probably a racing incident, but I take full responsibility for it. I don't think George really had anywhere to go, so.
You had such a good getaway, and there was a lot of potential, I guess, in the race today. When you look back on it, was there anything you'd have done differently, do you think?
It's always in hindsight you do things differently.
Fuel leak, impossible to have seen it before due to the fuel levels that we ran this weekend. So it's a pity. Shows motorsport can be cruel sometimes, and it's difficult to take, obviously, to come all the way to Qatar, not to even race, but it's how it is.